because I think people think about compassion as care and you just defined it by pace. And I think when you're patient for the pace at which people grow and evolve, that actually is compassion. Yeah. If you could create one law that everyone in the world had to follow, what would it be? Take your time.
That's a good one. Just second chances and fairness. I think it could be something as simple as just whether it's in our system or judgment in life, just making sure that everyone had like a basic human right to what's fair, I think would change a lot in the system, would change a lot in life, and a law for everyone to be kind. It's that simple. You think about like, all I want to do is raise kind, thoughtful, grateful, mindful human beings.
When you're patient for the pace at which people grow and evolve, that actually is compassion.
Yeah. There's nothing worse when someone is like so woke and they're on this therapy journey and they expect you to be right there with them. But it's a beautiful thing to sit back and watch people make mistakes, learn from their mistakes, grow and evolve, and just be there to hold their hand and support them. I think that's what anyone would want. I've seen so many people on these like self-help journeys that just aren't as happy, and I think you just have to like sit back and do what works for you and move at your own pace and understand that it's okay that you're not at the same level as someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just such like everything happens the way it's supposed to. I love just people in their own journeys. And I never try to be so preachy or to think that someone has to be in my place and at the level where I've evolved to. It's great when your friends have the same kind of epiphanies as you and you want the same things, but then sometimes it's just not like that.
Yeah, definitely. You brought two things to my mind. One was what real love is. Like when you really love your family, you don't love them because they change.
Yeah.
You're patient with them as they try to change. That's what love is, because they may or may never get to the other side. And the other thing that came to mind is something my teachers would often tell me, my monk teachers, they would often repeat to me that you're never trying to get someone to the next step in your journey. You're trying to get them to the next step in their journey.
Yeah.
And I think you're so right that when we're doing self-work, we are constantly preaching to other people about the things we want to hear and the things we want to do.
Yeah. And like self-work can just be so different for so many people. Like my morning workouts, I swear that's my self-work. My drive in the car every day, blasting whatever music I want to, like that is my meditation. That's my zone. And that works for me. When I need help and I need help figuring out different parenting things and different methods that I can use, I will reach out and get the help that I need when I need it for sure. But I also think there's no like right method of what works for everyone. It's like whatever works for you, good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel like when people see you, and even now as you're talking, you have so much trust in yourself or trust in your inner voice. That doesn't mean I don't believe you're saying I always get it right or this is the only way. What you're actually saying is I've learned to trust my voice. And I wonder, was there a time when you didn't trust that voice? Or can you remember the first time where you started to hear it? Like, I remember the first time I really started to hear my voice deeply was probably when I was 14 years old. And that's when I could hear this voice inside of myself that was like, Jay, this is who you are. This is what you care about. This is what matters to you. You don't need to be this or be that or do it this way. And I remember I started listening to it then. And now that inner voice is really loud.
Yeah.
It's always there.
God, I wish I listened to my inner voice at 14.
Do you remember when you first started, because when I'm hearing you now, you're just like, I'm very comfortable with people being themselves and I'm comfortable being who I am, which is beautiful. But when did I feel so many people want to live that way, but that's the thing we all struggle with.
It definitely didn't come right away. I was a people pleaser and I would make decisions based off of other people's happiness for so long. And I would say, honestly, in the last few years, definitely at 40, I figured it out of just following my happiness, which was really, I think, an important place for me to get to, because I always put other people's happiness over my own. And it doesn't mean you disregard other people's feelings, and it doesn't mean you don't care and you don't love them. But it is a great place to be when you finally put yourself first. And I will say that took a long time. And that was like relying on other people for confidence in business decisions. And it's great to have your team and to always like bounce ideas and make sure that you're collectively picking the right choice and work thing for you. But true confidence, where you feel you're making the right decisions, you got it, you are thinking about yourself first, and not just in a selfish way, but like in a protecting your heart way. It feels really good. And I might not have gotten there until I was literally 40.
And what do you think it was about the last few years where you had to turn towards that pushed you there?
I've never been an unhappy person. I'm always really happy with my surroundings. I don't need people to make me happy. I'm not really ever searching for something. I'm really content. My babies make me happy. My family, my life, experiences make me happy. But when you just look around, and when there's like tension and stress that is just not necessary from work, from relationships, from friendships, and you just decide to be still and not try to please everyone, it becomes just really clear. And you realize that you just want to be happy, and you want to share this life and these experiences with your group of people that you trust and you love and who are super loyal. And that to one of my sisters, I was like, oh my God, it is so crazy. I got this opportunity, this is changing. And it seemed like all these amazing things started to happen in my life when I just took a second, was still, realized, wait a minute, I'm trying to make everyone happy. I'm doing all this stuff for everyone else but myself. Let me just like pull back a second, focus on myself. And then it seemed like everyone else was happier because everything was just falling into place. And that was like, I saw it clear as day. And that would like push me and motivate me to continue to just be happy and do what I wanted to do instead of what other people wanted to do. And that was like, it was like a good feeling. It really like showed me that I was making the right decisions.